But I will say one thing people don't realize is if you do sign up for those accounts, a lot of people think that they delete those accounts when they delete the app, but they don't. So that's like one really important thing. Like when I tell people just delete the app and think it like disappears. Your data is still there. So unless you were like request to delete your account from them, like you actively email them or you put in a request and they confirm and then you delete that app, it's still sitting there on their servers.
All right, guys, here with Caitlin Sarian here today. We're talking cybersecurity. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Excited.
Yeah, I think what you're teaching is very useful these days, especially people having kids.
Yeah.
You know, all these weird cases coming up.
I know. I honestly didn't realize it was like this big of a deal until some of my videos started going viral, and I was like, wow, actually, people need to know this.
No, it's a big deal. I mean, kids are just freely getting iPads and iPhones in first grade now. So
exactly, we're literally given technology before we can speak, and no one's ever taught us how to use it.
Yeah. So let's start with the basics on like ways to protect yourself, I guess, and specifically kids, because I feel like that's a big issue right now.
Yeah. So, I mean, just for starters, you want to create like strong passwords. And that's like, I hate saying that because I want to hit my head against the wall every time. I think everyone says that, but it's super, super important. And a lot of people think, oh, if I have like one really strong password, you know, that'll be fine. And it's not, because once that password is leaked, there are a lot of ways for hackers to just use that password and try a bajillion different ways and get into all your different accounts. So that's to start. The other thing is software updates, which I know is very controversial. A lot of people will reference that Apple, you know, would slow the phones down. That's one time. Software updates are super important. They fix a lot of bugs and what we like to call zero-day vulnerabilities or things that are vulnerable to that app. And so you want to make sure that they're updated constantly. The other thing is like open Wi-Fi networks. If there's not a password and you're like connected to a Starbucks and you're on, you know, banking apps, like strongly suggest you do not do that, and make sure that you log on to a Wi-Fi that actually has the password.
Wow.
And also a lot of times people think, oh, well, there's a password. I'm just going to give Delta Lounge as an example. Delta Lounge has had the same password for like 6 months. So it really doesn't do that much good at that point. And so what you want to do is if you are connecting to kind of weaker systems, you want to get a VPN or a virtual private network. It just encrypts the data going back and forth. Basically, it means that they can't read, if they get into that network, they can't read what's going back and forth on your system. So you're protecting yourself.
Great advice. I see those VPN ads on podcasts all the time.
Yes.
So Nord and Express, those are good to use.
And you can use multiple. So a lot of cybersecurity experts use multiple because sometimes you can kind of figure out that you're using a VPN if you're really trying to like dig deeper. But yeah, any of those are fine.
What about incognito mode? Is that safe?
Incognito mode's mostly for yourself. It's not for other websites. They're still kind of collecting general information on you, and a lot of times they're still collecting IP too. So incognito mode is really for your computer to forget where it went. So it's not saving it. So for example, if you want to buy a gift for your girlfriend and you don't want her to know that you went on that website, go on incognito mode because she won't see your search history. But it's really for your personal preferences. It's not really that incognito for the rest of the websites that you go on. And a lot of people think, oh, if I go on incognito mode and then I go on Facebook, anything that you have to log into on incognito mode, it's still going to be tracking you because you're logged into that system.
Right.
So it doesn't actually do very much
People think
good.
everything they do on incognito is hidden.
It's not. It's not.
That is funny. Your most viewed videos are about like your personal information being online. So is that a pretty common thing?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people want to like learn how to erase themselves online. For example, when I was younger, you wanted to sign up for everything. You gave all your data. It wasn't a thing back then.
Right.
And now all these data brokers in the US specifically have so much information. You'd be surprised that the information they're collecting it from the DMV, they're collecting it from, you know, let's just say a grocery store has rewards programs. All of that information gets sold to these data brokers, and then the data brokers compile it, and they can give you pretty much everything, and it's public, especially in the US. I mean, it's crazy to think that we're concerned more about other countries having our data, yet we're selling our own people's data to these data brokers and then making it public for everyone. It's insane to me. But yeah, I mean, you can get like parents' names, parents' addresses, like everything.
Dude, my was everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Yeah,
it's
I had to
scary.
use a site to remove it.
Yeah.
Smart Credit, and then what's that credit one? There's another credit site where you can remove your stuff.
Yeah. Google actually now has like a free way of doing it, but it's only if personal information comes up on Google searches. So like, say for example, a website has your first and last name and a phone number, Google, and it's on like the intro of Google, then it will let you know that it's there and it will take it off. It'll remove it. But I'm actually working on developing my own program that helps delete your data off of data brokers constantly, like every few months. So people can sign up for that service
cool.
and then they'll just, because what happens is people delete it once and then they think it's done, but we're constantly signing up for things every day. You don't realize that you're constantly giving your information every day. So it keeps reloading all these data brokers. They keep buying more and more information, and every few months it keeps showing back up.
Crazy.
So
yeah. Plus your info's on the dark web too.
It's all it's
My
all
social got leaked there. I get emails every week.
Oh no.
About this data breach just happened. 500 million emails got leaked.
Yeah, it's not that hard to get on the dark web either. People think it's like some crazy mystery. They literally just have to download Tor and like start.
Oh, it's super
perusing.
easy.
Yeah, it's
I went on
really,
it in like college.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't hard at all. Have you been hacked before? Is that why you got into all this?
I have not been hacked. I've been scammed before.
Really?
Yeah, but it was like a close friend. It was during COVID, and I was like, I had been investing my money in different things. I told myself that I wanted to be a little bit more risky with some of my investments. I put in crypto and a few other things, and my friend came back and was like, I just met this guy. He's selling PPE, which is personal protective equipment, which during COVID was like a big thing. And it turns out this guy was a scam. So like, but I trusted my friend. He was like a really, really close friend, and all of us invested in the money. And then it just turns out that the guy that he knew was a con artist.
There was a lot of scams during the PPE days.
Yeah,
I ran into a ton.
I didn't know that, but because I wasn't in that world. He had been working in that world for like a year at that point. I was like, oh, you know this guy? Like you've been working with him?
No, that was common. My friend ended up getting the FBI involved in a PPE scam.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they were rampant during that time.
I didn't get my money back. It was really sad.
Damn. Yeah, I've been scammed too. I mean, it's part of the game. I feel like
it is. If you are making investments, it kind of works.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've never been hacked. Knock on wood. I'm actually terrified of that. Like I'm doing my best to not, but
who's that hacker? 0 Day on Instagram, Ryan.
Yeah,
he's a beast. I feel like he could hack anyone.
Yeah.
Oh
honestly, there's a lot of really good hackers on Instagram too.
Yeah, I've been sim hacked. That was a rough one.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Scary.
Speaking of sim hack though, because everyone's like, oh, well, the other thing that you can do to protect yourself besides strong passwords is using multi-factor authentication. And that means that you're signing into something with two ways of logging in, like a password and an authenticator app, or like a code that's getting sent to your phone.
Yeah.
But because there's so much SIM swapping now, it's actually better to have an authenticator app, because a lot of people can get into emails and a lot of people now can get into people's phones. So you want to actually have an authenticator app for the bigger, platforms like health and so. Well, for me, it's social media. Obviously, some people don't care about social media, but the ones that you care about, I would start using an authenticator app.
No, 100%. That's what saved my IG, because when the hacker got in, he tried texting a code, but my phone number wasn't linked to my IG. So he DM'd me all pissed off. I'm like, I got you back.
or there's platforms like I have like unlimited amounts of phone numbers. There's like companies that actually allow you to generate like real working phone numbers and emails for like not just a temporary time. It just goes to the app.
Oh, okay.
So
Google Voice, right?
Yeah, I use Google Voice, or there's like other ones like I'm not going to name them but there's other ones out there that allow them to send them to multiple.
Speaking of phone numbers, one of your videos was saying that you could be tracked just from giving your phone number out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, literally you can reverse like phone look up someone. And then from there, all you get their first and last name, and you can just go to any of the data brokers and like find this person and exactly where they live. You can find their IP address. Like there's so much you can do with a phone number that people like don't realize. And honestly, now every time I give my phone number out, I'm like mortified. I'm like, shoot, did I just do that? Like, are they going to try to do something to me? Because now they have my phone number. And it's, again, so easy to SIM swap too. Like it's just better to like, unless you like know that you're going to want to hang out with this person all the time or whatever, I would not give your phone number out to as many people as.
Yeah, I'm super picky these days too, to be honest. I used to hand it out like nothing, but now if it's like some random person, I'll give them like, I have another phone, so.
Yeah, I'm tempted to do like I mean, I have a lot of phone numbers, but I'm like, want to do another business phone number and like another Google Voice number, and Google Voice numbers are pretty great. And
they're good until you call and it says, oh, this Google Voice number can't answer.
That's true, but it's like my personal assistant sometimes.
Yeah. I couldn't believe how easy it was to find people off addresses, because I was looking up my neighbors' houses and I literally found out all my neighbors just from their address.
Yeah, I actually, because I try to help people get jobs in cyber, I'm like, maybe you want to send them a letter. Like, and you can easily find these people's addresses. It's not that hard to send people letters anymore. And she ended up getting a job because I think people were so, first, I mean, it was a cybersecurity job, but like, she was able to find their address and send them a letter. And it was like, it showed that she was really dedicated.
Wow, that's actually smart.
But yeah, isn't that fun?
Yeah. You also made a video about home security systems and how those can be hacked, which is pretty scary.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, home security systems are connected to your Wi-Fi, most likely. And a lot of people, I would guess 90% of the people have not changed their Wi-Fi password since they got it.
Right.
And that is like very easy to guess because it's the same type, like there's a certain way that they create those passwords for every single Wi-Fi network. And so a lot of people can get in if you haven't changed your home Wi-Fi account. And there's just a slew of issues, right? And then the other thing is you just don't want to have cameras like facing you all the time or cameras on unless like Ring camera is fine. But like in the house and stuff, it's a little sketchy. People can tap in. There's literally a website where you can tap into any, even home cameras, even on your laptop, you can tap into any camera that's open.
What?
Yeah.
There's a site for that?
Yeah.
Is it on the dark web?
No.
It's just a regular site?
It's just a regular site. You just have to pay for it.
What?
Yeah.
And it's cameras in people's houses?
It's cameras anywhere and mostly in the public, but like you can tap into cameras like all over the world.
That's creepy.
Yeah.
There's also another site you posted, facecheck.id. I thought that one was pretty cool.
It is freaky. Yeah.
You could catch catfish on there probably.
Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of people have used that for catching catfish. My friend actually, she sent it to her mom because her mom's like been dating now. And I guess she's like wanted to see if this guy was real. And it wasn't real. He was like a fish.
What?
Yeah. So, I mean, FaceCheck ID is scary, but it's also really cool. And for the girlies who love to like stalk the guy that before they, go on a date with them. And like, I would like to say that doesn't happen, but that happens.
I'm not opposed to it. Like if I was single and I was going on a date, I would actually use that site.
It's funny because I don't do any of that.
Really?
My friends do that for me. They're like, just do it. And I'm like, I would rather just like ignorance is bliss at this. I don't know. I just don't want to know that much. Like then it's boring. Then the date's not fun.
I feel that. There's also a site that tells you if they downloaded dating apps.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it will say every platform that they're on. If you have their email too or their first and last name, it'll say where that email registered on any open source account.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Because people will go to a new city, download Tinder, and then cheat on their girl or whatever. Yeah. And now that's just in the open.
Yeah.
Holy crap. That's dangerous.
Yeah, but also I will say one thing people don't realize is if you do sign up for those accounts, a lot of people think that they delete those accounts when they delete the app, but they don't. So that's like one really important thing. Like when I tell people like, oh, when you want to start getting rid of your data, start deleting things. People just delete the app and think it like disappears. Your data is still there. So unless you were like request to delete your account from them, like you actively email them or you put in a request and they confirm and then you delete that app, it's still sitting there on their services, on their servers.
So my Tinder from college is still up.
Yeah, unless did you delete the account?
I just deleted the app,
Yeah, no, it's still there.
Wow, I thought they deleted my profile.
Why would they delete it? You didn't request it.
Damn.
Because people delete the app all the time just to get it off their thing and then they re-download it. But as long as you can still sign in probably.
Wow.
You still have the username and password.
Yeah, I don't remember the password, but I'll do a reset and then email them, I guess, to delete it. Yeah, I don't know if I want that up there. No. Oh my God, my bio was probably so cringe back then.
We should go through your bio and see.
It's probably so bad. Yeah, that was in college. Jeez, 10 years ago. Yeah. Time flies, right?
Don't tell me about college. We were just talking about with your friend. And I was like, oh man, you just graduated.
Did you learn all this in college or did you learn it after?
No, I mean, I didn't even study cybersecurity in school.
Oh, wow.
I did aerospace engineering.
Whoa.
Yeah,
that's
very
a big
different.
Difference.
And then I wanted to do tech consulting because I just get bored really easily. And I was like, let me just do consulting and I can try different things and then figure out what I really want to do. And when I was going and applying, they're like, why don't you do cyber? And I was like, I've never done cyber. And I had taken coding classes, but I was terrible at it, like really, really bad at coding. And they were like, we'll teach you on the job. And I've never had to touch a line of code since I left college. And that's one of the reasons why I started this channel, was to get more people interested in cybersecurity and to explain all the different jobs. But also, like, as you work in cybersecurity, you learn so much on the way and you just start thinking that it's like a normal thing when really no one knows what you're talking about.
Right.
It's like when you learn how to walk, you don't ever think about walking anymore. When you learn how to run, you don't think about running. You just do it. And same with cyber. Like you keep learning and growing and advancing with, the field, but no one's ever teaching anyone what to do.
Yeah.
So I wanted to start teaching people like how to be safe.
I love it. I think you picked the right space because coding is going to be replaced by AI.
Yeah.
I mean, AI is just going to be coding now.
Yeah.
It's way more efficient. Cyber is going to be a bit harder to replace, I'd say.
There's a few AI platforms now that you can literally take a website and it'll pull all of the code of that website and will rebuild a whole website for you.
Wow.
Like if you wanted to like basically mimic a website that you like, you don't even need like anyone. You can literally just put the website in the program, and it spits out the code for you, and then you just use it on whatever WordPress or whatever you're going to use.
Yeah, because I just paid $1,000 for my site, but I could have just used that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to do that. I still want to have someone build it. Like you still have to tinker around with it. Right. You can't have the exact same website as someone.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
I mean, people can do it though, but it's stuff like that. Everything's starting to get replaced. So
yeah, wow, that's exciting though. Yeah, it's cool to see it being used like that. Can hackers look through your webcam?
Yeah, they definitely.
That's creepy.
Yeah, get a webcam cover.
How can they look through though?
I mean, if your Wi-Fi is not really set up securely, or you're not having a VPN, or there's a lot of ways.
Yeah, because I use my laptop like in public airports.
Do you not have a little cover thing?
I do. Okay. But I just did it because I'm extra, but I didn't know people were actually looking through those.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
There's been a lot of times, like my boss who was like, when I still worked at EY, he was like the head of cybersecurity, and he would get emails. This was like 5-10 years ago, and they had taken pictures of him from his camera.
What?
And was like, if you don't, give us this money, we're going to send these out and like publish them.
Oh. Like really bad photos?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, I don't know what they were because I didn't want to ask, but he said they were not.
Yeah. I think we know. I think we know what that was about.
Yeah.
How can you tell if you're hacked? Like if someone's logged into your iCloud or WhatsApp?
I mean, there's so many ways. It just depends on like every service. So like for Instagram, you can see if like you can usually see who's logged in and where it's logged in. Mm-hmm. And if there's like a weird location, like that's obviously someone on there. Same with WhatsApp. You can see where you have any linked devices. Google too, you can see all the third parties that you're connected to, which is super important because people don't realize we used to sign up with Google. Whenever you say sign up with Google on like the third party, and then you're like, oh, I don't want it. Like, let's for example say it's a really stupid game that we used to play on Facebook or something. I mean, what was it? What's the farmers
Farmville?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you could sign up with like other accounts for that too, not just Facebook. But that's just an example of like you would sign up and then you never play it anymore. But those people are still accessing. They have multiple access to your Google or to your Facebook. And so you want to be able to disconnect those connections. So it just depends on every single site. Every like place has a different way of seeing who's logged in. But if you Google, you can follow me and get it too. But if you Google like, how to see who's connected on WhatsApp or how to see who's connected to your iCloud, it's very easy to see who's logged in.
Yeah, I've tested it before. It's definitely creepy if you see some random country on there.
Yeah.
That's what happened to me on Instagram.
Oh, no.
Dude,
How long do you think they were in there?
I think I just caught it because he SIM hacked me, and then I saw I was logged into like some random country.
Yeah, I'm so scared of that.
Yeah, that's creepy. Because if they have all your messages, I mean, I don't send nudes or anything, but I mean, that's still weird. Like, there's some personal info.
Yeah, I don't send that many messages on Instagram.
I do, because I kind of have to with the podcast. That's how we met, but nothing weird.
Yeah.
But maybe from like high school, it'd be weird if that got leaked.
Yeah.
People are always getting canceled for their old tweets from like 10 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I would say anything that got me canceled, but yeah, it's weird.
You never know though, because the lingo 10 years ago, 15 years ago was way different. Like certain words you could say normally.
Yeah. I never want to get canceled. That would be so sad.
Yeah. I feel like it's pretty beatable these days. Cancel culture.
I would hope so.
Like a few years ago, though, if you got Me Too'd or canceled, you were done.
Yeah, I know.
But now I think there's a movement to fight back.
For sure.
Yeah. All right, this one got me because I've done this before. When you black out a screenshot, like you put the highlight over it, people can still read what's underneath it.
Yeah. So a lot of people use that highlighter tool. Like they take a screenshot on the iPhone and they highlight it black, and you can't see it. But if you change certain functions, you actually can see it. So you actually have to use the pen tool. That's like the only way, or put like a sticker on it or something. If you put a sticker on it, it can't like change. But if you change like the, I don't know, is it opacity?
Yeah.
How do you say
opacity, right? Opacity. Tomato.
Yeah. If you change the opacity and like a few other things, transparency, etc., you can actually see if you use a highlighter tool.
That's so crazy because I've definitely done that on really important documents.
We've all done that. It's like the same thing as like blacking it out and then holding it up to the light, right? The opacity and changing that stuff, really, it's like you being able to hold it up to a light and kind of seeing through what it is.
Wow. Yeah. What did you think of this CrowdStrike outage?
It was insane. It's really hard to tell because there's not a lot of information that they're really giving us. I do know that it was, well, first of all, CrowdStrike has been a leader of the pack in pretty much everything that they do. They're a very, very trusted company, or they were. I don't know how trusted they are now. But they are known for being able to defend against hackers, and they kind of like stay ahead of the curve in that sense. And so this new thing that they pushed out, this new update, was supposed to stay ahead of a certain hacker, not hacker, but like a certain vulnerability, and it somehow crashed the Microsoft system. Now, it wasn't just Microsoft. Like CrowdStrike has so many other companies that they attend to, and I don't know why this wasn't tested. I'm not sure what's going on, but I do think Microsoft might have had their own issue, because I don't think this happened to a lot of the CrowdStrike's other companies that they worked for. So I think CrowdStrike took a lot of the blame. This is obviously total speculation, but I think CrowdStrike took majority of the blame. I mean, there could have been things that fixed it before it went out. But yeah, it was insane, and it just kind of proves how fragile our system is when it comes to tech and computers, because I mean the whole world shut down.
Oh my gosh, the airplane delays were insane.
Yeah, and also, isn't there like a bunch of rules on like how a company shouldn't have a monopoly over certain things?
Yeah, I forget the word for it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so like, that obviously shows how much of an impact Microsoft has.
I know,
even
right?
like that one tool on everything.
I mean, them and Amazon pretty much run the internet.
I know.
AWS. I think
know.
it's like 80% of sites or something.
Yeah.
So imagine if AWS went out. That would be nuts.
Yeah.
But Microsoft was nuts because a lot of banks I didn't even know banks were using Microsoft.
Banks, like tons of banks. And that was the other thing, it's hard to tell if it was this CrowdStrike issue or if it all stemmed from Microsoft, because the banks also use CrowdStrike. So I don't know if the banks were down because of their Microsoft system that went down because of the CrowdStrike, or if the banks were down because of the CrowdStrike.
Yeah, that was a
system.
weird one. It seemed nefarious to me just because of how long it was down. I feel like if it was just some mess up, they would have fixed it quicker.
Yeah.
But is it back up yet? I haven't even.
It's back up, but like Delta was still. I fly Delta all the time. I mean, I fly a lot of airlines now, but Delta was still down for like 4 or 5 days after. Not like fully down, but like they had canceled 3,000 flights like 5 days after the whole system crashed.
That's a lot of flights.
Yeah, and Delta's like pretty good with not doing that, but I don't know what's happening.
they for an airline, they actually have one of the best reps.
Yeah, they like help you. They like answer the phone in a timely manner. They're like nice.
Yeah, I had to stop flying United because
oh no,
customer service on that one.
American's also terrible customer service, but I live in Miami. It's an American hub, so I kind of have to.
You're stuck with it.
I do my best to not fly them, but yeah.
Yeah. So there's one scam where people text you and they send you money.
Yes.
And
it's a big scam.
Yeah, your video said not to report it or anything.
Yeah, so what happens is these scammers like steal credit card and debit card information, and they use that to start sending money to people. And then they send the money to people and they say, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I sent it to the wrong person. Can you please send it back? It's for my mom's health. It's for whatever." And they make it like a whole story. It's so sad. And then you send it back, but the issue is that money is stolen. And so once the banks find out that the money was stolen that they sent you, they claw back that money. And so if you sent the money, that your money's not stolen. You just actively and willingly sent your own money. You're out. You're out of money.
Wow.
Yeah. And people are like, well, I'll spend it, and then they can't take it. They'll claw it back. You'll be in like the negative. Or you'll like owe them, and then you'll be part of the whole scam, and you just don't want to touch it. Just leave it in your bank, and if it's in your Venmo or Zelle or whatever it is for more than a couple of days, I would just report it. Like,
that's clever. I would have never thought,
Yeah, hackers are getting very, very clever. Scammers are intense.
Yeah, because there's all these videos on YouTube exposing these Indian scammers, so they're having to level up now. Have you seen those videos?
Yeah.
Those are hilarious.
I love those videos.
Oh my God.
I forgot, his name's Ryan, I think. There's Ryan, and he has like a degree in Homeland Security.
Yeah.
He's also a comedian, so everything that he does is really funny. But he literally scams the scammers. And I love when
So
people scam
funny.
the scammers. I don't think I have the balls to do that, to be honest. I just don't want to I don't want to mess with that. Just like leave me alone, and I'll leave you alone, and we'll be okay.
Yeah, because then when you expose them, they're gonna kind of come after you even more. So
Right.
you got to be willing to fight them.
Yeah, I'm not willing to do that fight.
Yeah. Family code words.
Yes.
I need to develop one of those.
Yeah. So I mean, because now AI, you can do voice. Not voice simulation, so people can pretend like they're me and it will sound like me, and especially you too. Like we're all over podcasts. Like people can easily get a sample of your voice and have that convert to whatever they want. And so, especially during the holidays, there's a lot of like fake scammers that use your voice and call your loved ones and say, "Oh my gosh, I either like broke down on the side of the road. I need help. Like, can you please send XYZ?" And they are freaking out and they send you money, or they pretend that they've like kidnapped you and that they're not going to give you back until you send the money. and then they'll like use your voice to pretend that you're with them. And so you need like a family code word to say, okay, if this is real, you know, say bananas, or it has to be better than that. But if a family code word really helps you understand and confirm that you are who you are. That a code word that no one's gonna guess.
Yeah, that's useful. I have a sequence with my fiance because I have a fear of getting cloned.
All right.
Yeah.
Where did that fear come from?
I get a lot of conspiracy theorists on the show, and they might have influenced that.
Okay.
But
I'm fully into conspiracy theories, but I haven't heard the clone one yet.
Well, yeah, there's certain theories that Kanye and certain celebrities have been cloned for being too outspoken.
I did hear about the Avril Lavigne clone.
I've heard about that one, yeah. That one was weird.
I don't understand that one.
Yeah, I don't understand that one. I could get the Kanye one, though.
Yeah.
He says some pretty crazy stuff, and they might want to silence him.
Yeah.
But, no, it's just a phrase. But the thing is, if you get cloned and you remember all your memories, then it gets tricky because then you remember the phrase, too. So I don't know how the cloning works.
Maybe, do you watch Marvel movies?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe it's like, I'm forgetting the type of people that can morph into who, like clone the people.
Shapeshifters?
Yeah, but they're in Miss Marvel.
I haven't seen that one.
Okay. Or Captain Marvel, like the original one.
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
Oh, okay, never mind.
I just saw
they can remember up until like 5 years.
Oh, 5
back.
years? Okay. Well, my friend cloned his dog, so there's definitely cloning technology.
Wow.
Yeah,
I didn't realize it was like that soon.
No, it's here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're going to be cloning animals and organs. They're probably already doing it somewhere.
Wow.
In China or something.
Definitely already
Speaking of China.
Yeah.
You went there and you also spent time in Japan.
I did. I love traveling. And I think, honestly, the Asian countries are beautiful.
I love them.
There's so much culture. It's, yeah. I think it's really interesting that U.S. has picked a fight with China and Russia because of cyber warfare. I mean, the thing is, we're all doing it, right? Mm-hmm. It's not just the U.S. It's not just us getting bullied by them, like we're bullying them too. But no one really realizes it. And cyber warfare has been around forever, like since I started cybersecurity, for probably the past 20 years. I mean, we already, in my opinion, are already in a war.
Wow.
A cyber warfare war.
Really?
Yeah.
It's that bad? Like, I don't see it. What's going on exactly?
That's because it's all, you can't see it. It's all
psyop?
cyber. Yeah.
So they're just like subconsciously programming stuff, right? That's what it is, basically.
I don't know if it's subconsciously programming. I think they're just like getting into all of our systems and like and watching and seeing what we're doing in order to like eventually.
Right. They were saying that with TikTok.
Yeah.
They were studying everyone's behavior, and doesn't some company in China own it or something? ByteDance.
ByteDance started in China, and then they sold off part of it to a U.S. So because the U.S. was putting up such a fuss, which makes sense. Again, we really are trying to protect our people. Mm-hmm. They sold off like a specific chunk and said like, this is U.S. only. This is only going to sit in the U.S. All of our data centers are in the U.S. So they partnered with Oracle, and so all of the data was migrated over to the U.S. like in a long process. But yeah, I mean, I just feel like if China and Russia want something, or if the U.S. wants something on the same hand, like they're gonna figure it out. I did see a bunch of stuff saying like China has somehow bought a bunch of farmland basically next to all of our like main bases, like Navy bases, Army bases, any of that. I don't know how, but like it's stuff like that where they're just like kind of infiltrating it.
Wow. That is interesting. Yeah, they're out here playing chess, and regular people don't even know.
No, not even
Holy
close.
Crap. Yeah, because information is king. Like if you know how people operate.
Your data, your personal data is worth a lot. I don't think people realize that. Like it's worth a lot of money. And I mean, it's literally sold constantly every day. Mm-hmm. So just try not to give it out.
Yeah, I remember Facebook got in trouble for having too much data, right?
Yeah.
And now their ads aren't as good.
Exactly. And then that's the other side, right? Like people are like, oh, well, I don't want them to have my data. I'm like, well, then you're not going to like get marketed to aggressively. Like that, it's not, the marketing's not going to be as good,
right.
But do you really need to like buy the thing that you probably don't need to buy?
I opted out on Apple, and now I get like cat litter ads. I'm like, I don't even have a cat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But whatever.
Same with like Instagram. I press like not interested in a lot of stuff.
Oh,
too.
You do that?
Yeah, all the time.
I just skip it. But
Yeah,
I should probably start doing that.
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't really, well, and I don't want to get sucked into Instagram. I don't know. Do you use Instagram really for work?
I don't scroll ever unless it's reels and I'm studying potential guests or like topics.
That's how I am too. But like, I feel like the not interested helps me not scroll.
Okay.
Because if I like get stuck on like a good feed, then I'm like, oh, maybe I'll just keep watching.
Does it stop showing ads completely? How does that work?
No, it just not interested is actually on videos because it's on
videos.
sponsored videos because people now sponsor it to like reach other people that aren't following them.
Got it.
So I do it on like random people's videos that sponsor it, and I'm like, I don't want to see these videos.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're popping off on IG. Is that your biggest platform?
Yeah. TikTok
same.
used to be my biggest platform, and then I kind of slowly tapered off of it.
China caught on.
Yeah, I don't know. It just wasn't as fun for me anymore. I was like, I don't know.
It's not as like I can't talk to my friends on TikTok. It's
No, and the TikTok shop and sponsored ads are like all over TikTok now.
all over.
It's not like it's really not fun to scroll.
And the lives.
And the lives, and they're weird lives. I don't know if it's just me. I don't.
No.
They're weird
I
lives.
guess some kid crying with like playing weird games.
And then it's like the same people on lives over and over again. I'm like, I don't know what you do in life, but what is happening?
No,
Why do
there's
I
a
keep
meme about that one guy. He used to work with David Dobrik. Jason Nash.
I don't. Oh yeah, that guy.
He's on live every day.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why.
I haven't seen him. I'm
Dude,
glad
it's
I've not
crazy.
seen him.
Yeah, I'm not a live guy.
Yeah.
I like being in person.
Yeah.
Caitlin, it's been fun. Anything else you want to close off with our promote? I know you said you're developing something.
I'm developing a lot of things, but it's all to like either to help protect the public or to get people in a career in cybersecurity. I think the one thing I'll end on is if you think that you're getting scammed, I like to remember the acronym SCAM. So S stands for, does this sound legit? Take a step back, calm down, because a lot of the scams are always for urgency. Like if you don't do this in 24 hours, like your bank account's going to close and you're going to lose all the money. So S is take a step back. C is contacts. Like, can you confirm the contact? So if a bank's saying that they're messaging you, don't look at the contact that they give you on this email. Go on Google and find their real contact, call them and say, did you just call me? Or contact a loved one and say, do you think this is legit? Maybe not. And then the A is to avoid clicking on any links. Just don't do it. And the M is like, does this make sense? Because a lot of times there's like spelling errors or like it could be for a program that you never even signed up for. Like, does it even look okay and make sense? Like, does this make sense in your head? So just remember scam before you click on anything and just be wary of not giving out your data to everyone. You don't need to tell everyone.
Yeah, the links one, I want to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Oh my God, because I know a lot of people in the crypto space, they click one wrong link, they lose their whole wallet.
If you click on a link, I can get your IP, I can get exactly where you are. A lot of times you can get so much stuff. Just like don't click on links.
Never.
Yeah,
people DM me links. I'm like,
yeah, no, it's a no for me.
I'm good on
Just
that.
avoid any links.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on though. That was fun.
Of course.
Thanks for
having me.
watching, guys. See you next time.
Bye.